So yeah, back to what I was saying though. But to continue off the um, political organizing and all that, Republicans have learned key um, key strategies from Democrats in Nevada. The state Democratic Party we used to be really good at this. They're not doing it anymore like they used to. The Republican Party's doing it better now, and to the detriment of our own country, of course, because and our great state of Nevada. Because I think in a lot of ways the Nevada Democrats made so much progress in this state. Now we're being set back in a lot of ways because now we got a Republican governor who's a total jerk. Okay, Joe Lombardo. We had a Democratic governor for one term for the first time in 20 years, and that was Sisolak. And again, I had my criticisms of Sisolak too, and I know people were mad about his leadership in Nevada, and people were mad about COVID, and people were mad about the unemployment insurance debacle. I get it, the cost of living, inflation, which they took out on the former governor. You know, it was kind of expected because people were not happy with Biden either at the time. But, which I will argue the same thing's going to happen to Lombardo, FYI. Lombardo is going to have the same fate Sisolak had. Because right now, the Nevada economy is doing terrible under Donald Trump's leadership. And people know that Donald Trump has a lot to do with it. Okay? I'm hearing the anger of people's voices every day out here in Nevada. I hear people griping and complaining and bitching about everything. They're so angry, and they're literally shaking their head at everything this guy's doing. Okay, they're like, what the heck? He's sending our money to Argentina? He's doing this, he's doing that. People are seeing what's going on. They're disgusted. Okay? So, I say congratulations, GOP. You got what you wanted. I just don't know how long it's going to last. But wakey, wakey, Democrats. This is your advantage to pummel. Because this agenda is not popular. And Lombardo's going to meet the same fate as Sisolak. I'm already saying that right now. And people don't, you can come after me all you want. Some of my fellow local Republicans in Nevada, you can come back and say, that's not true. Well, it kind of is, because the guy that's running against him got elected twice as Attorney General and outperformed every candidate on the ballot, including your buddy Joe Lombardo. So, yes, I get it. Lombardo's the incumbent governor. Lombardo's not terribly hated, but Lombardo's not terribly popular either. All right. And you know what? Sisolak had similar numbers in 2020 and 2022 before he lost. His numbers were not that terrible. Sisolak was not that hated either. Okay? Sisolak was mildly a popular governor. Still lost re-election to Lombardo because of the pandemic, the shutdowns, and the fact that people were stuck home and they couldn't get their unemployment insurance on time. They blamed all that on Sisolak and the rising cost of living and inflation. Do you not think they're not going to blame Joe Lombardo for the same thing under Donald Trump's leadership and economy? Oh, absolutely, because people are hurting even worse now. Inflation's far worse now than it was 4 years ago. Okay, FYI. With the fiat of the economy being worse than it was 4 years ago. Because at least in 2022, the economy was booming. Wages were keeping up with inflation. That's not happening right now. All right. Wages are not keeping up with inflation. Inflation's continuing to be out of control. And the economy sucks on top of that. So that makes things worse. All right. And people know who's responsible for that. Donald J. Trump. And they know that. All right. So you don't think they're going to blame Lombardo for Donald Trump's his failures as president? Yes, they will. All elections now are nationalized. And he's done a record number of filibusters in the state house. He stopped a lot of good progressive legislation getting done in Nevada. All right. People are hurting, especially here in Nevada. And this governor's just sitting on his hands. All right. And the guy running against him is actually more popular than Lombardo. Aaron Ford. He won twice statewide as Attorney General. And when I mean he outperformed every candidate on the ballot, he literally outperformed every candidate on the ballot. The same year that Sisolak lost re-election by a measly 12,000 votes to Lombardo, Aaron Ford won re-election by more than 50,000 votes. Yes, you heard that right. All right. The same state that Kamala Harris lost to Donald Trump in 2024, Aaron Ford won re-election by 55,000 votes. All right. He is truly a formidable candidate running against Lombardo. This guy won 2 statewide races by a lot. Okay. So he's a strong candidate, and I think he's a much better candidate than even Sisolak was. You know, just on pure optics alone. But it's just like, even on electoral record, he could win statewide races. Okay. And I can't think of a better pick to run for governor than an actually sitting attorney general. I mean, that was kind of brilliant for him to be the candidate to run. You know, I don't know if the Democratic Party is going to keep its mojo. I don't know. It remains to be seen. They fell backwards the last 4 or 5 years. So they might mess this race up too. I hope not. I hope not. I hope the Democratic Party doesn't get too complacent, though. All right. But you clearly are electable. You have a winnable strategy. Use it. All right. Republicans are flailing. Pummel that and take it by the arms. Okay, pummel that all the way to the polls. Because I'm telling you, this fascist regime under Trump is a sinking frickin' ship. Along with that corrupt, feckless, corporate, oligarchy Republican Party that don't care 2 whits about working class people. And don't even respect our Constitution or human rights. All right. Plain and simple. This is the easiest party in the world to beat. I don't know how Democrats ever lost to this Republican Party, because this Republican Party is probably the worst I've seen in my lifetime. And the Republican Party was pretty bad 20 years ago. But you know what? I pray for the days of the Republican Party in 2004 versus now. Because that's how much worse it's gotten. I swear to God, that's how bad. The Republican Party of 2000, okay, I'll say just 20 years, 2006, 2004, or whatever, the 2000s looked like saints compared to the Republican Party today. You know, so that's all I had to say in this video. But anyway, y'all, see you later. Have a great night. Have a great day. Goodbye.